All right. I think this is going to go for $1.4 million.
Whoa!
That's my number. We want to go ahead and talk about some of our favorite, maybe some of them are somewhat overlooked lots in the upcoming Phillips Decade 1 auction that's happening in Geneva this weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it into a little bit of a game. Robert and I are going to talk about these listings, these lots. We're also gonna place bets on what we think the watch is actually gonna sell for, hammer for. We're playing Price is Right rules, so closest without going over. Producer Ben is going to take notes. He's going to hold us accountable, and we're going to revisit this in a couple weeks, and we'll see who does better. So feel free to play along with us. And in the chat, actually, go ahead and let us know if you guys have numbers in mind that you think these things are going to go for. Throw it in the chat. We'll chop it up.
And you'll notice an absence of like the Steel 1518 and some things like that, because like both Justin and I were talking about it, and there's a lot of coverage of that watch and some of the other things that are on there. So when we were going through this catalog, we were kind of looking at it as, what are the things that maybe aren't getting as much attention as the big lots? And it was tough because everything feels like a big lot.
So even the stuff that is like we're saying kind of under the radar or maybe not getting the attention is still a monster watch. So like we said at the top of the hour, I don't think I've ever seen a catalog that is as stacked from top to bottom as this one is. Usually you have a couple of marquee lots at the beginning, a couple in the middle, and a couple at the end with some filler, in there. I really don't see any filler in this auction. I wish I could be in the room. It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be cool, man. It's going to be so cool. But it's in Geneva, and that's a long drive. So let's dig in.
I'm going to get the catalog out over here. We have, I got a bunch of tabs and whatnot. I'm just going to push this forward, Rob, so that we can have this between us. But, all right. First up, I think first on the list is lot number 97. This is the FP Journe Regency dial Tourbillon Souverain. These are such interesting and special watches. So we previously actually had, this was years ago now.
Yeah.
We had a platinum Regency dial with the gray dial. It was a brass movement. So that
was a 38.
That was a 38 brass movement.
First series. This is the second series.
Correct. So this series is 40 mil. They made 20. They did 10 rose gold with a white gold dial, and they did 10 rose gold with rose gold dial. This obviously is the rose version.
Which I think with FP Journe always makes an incredible watch.
Agreed.
He does so few of the double rose like that, but I love it.
Right. So, obviously the dial is hand engraved. It takes one artisan, one engraver, 2 full days to do that work, which honestly I think is pretty impressive to get that banged out in 2 days. It's a stunner. It's an absolute stunner.
The Phillips estimate in US dollars,
yes,
for the sake of our communication, since that's how you and I think,
yes,
is $400,000 to $751,000. Like $1,000.
What are we doing?
Well, it's because I know.
It's the conversion. It's the conversion. I know. But still, so I do want to say that auction estimates are usually hilariously wrong. Like they're not even.
They're conservative. I think auctions often want to put a lower estimate on things to get people interested in bidding and thinking.
Who's going into this thinking I'm going to get a deal on this Regency dial? Like it's so dumb. But anyways.
Deal, but just I don't know. It's something we see across the board from all of the auction houses.
True.
It's not unique to Phillips.
Very
they
true,
always have like conservative estimates. Even with the Paul Newman, they were like in excess of $1 million. Yes. That was all that they would say.
Yes.
What do you guys think in the chat? Why do they do that? Does anybody know?
$17 million later, you get the sale. But anyways, like Rob said, estimate $400,000 to $750,000.
And I think since you picked this one,
I think I need to go first.
You got to shoot first.
You're right. I do. So I tried to think very critically about this. I know Rob gave me so much crap today for trying to do some research and to bring facts and information
that never heard back from him today. It's because he was scouring the internet for past results and comps and
not true. Not true, Robert. We don't need to pull up the tally of dollars sold today. Anyways, this is tough. This is really tough because This is the 40 mil. There's 20 of these as opposed to the previous gen, which was the 38 was totally different.
Different engravers.
Different engravers. The engraver for those ones, there was one guy and he passed away actually, so they had to change up that. So there was basically, I was trying to figure out what I thought this would be comparable to.
You're beating around the bush.
I am beating around the bush, Robert. All right. I think this is going to go for $1.4 million.
Whoa!
That's my number. 1.4.
I think you're over.
Well, we're playing Price is Right rules, so I would lose. What do you think?
I think it's $1 million watch.
Okay, so the reason that I came to that conclusion was there was I think it was this spring actually at Christie's, there was what's called the Heart of Ruby. So it was the exact same watch, platinum with a ruby dial, which we've seen. That went for $1.94 million.
I know
that it's a piece unique. That's incredibly rare. So I decided to go think that this is going to be a deal, and you're going to save $500,000, and it's going to go for 1.4. Okay. But what was your number? $1 million?
$1 million.
Okay.
I think it's $1 million watch. I think the hammer ends up right around that top of the estimate.
Okay.
And then the fees put it to $1 million.
I think the Journe market is red hot right now. I think there are going to be people in the room that want this watch. I think it's going to go higher. So Ben, 1.4, $1 million, put it on the board.
Big spread, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, what's next?
Now, we have the Patek Philippe reference 592, which is lot number 21, if you're playing the home game. So this, let me just pull this up in the catalog, 23, 21. So this is from 1941. In rose gold with a lovely pink dial.
This is
with Breguet numerals.
Stunner.
Yeah, I mean, this is history, right? Like, this is very, very cool. And I love that Patek has the kind of records where they can produce an archive for this that tell you that it's the original dial and, you know, that this is the way this watch was born. The reason I wanted to bring this up is I find this interesting for two things. One, it's like, you know, I've never seen another one of these
rose like this.
And they say
this
it's the only known configuration, so it's one of those like possibly unique things.
Yeah.
But I'm also super interested in the condition of this watch.
Yes.
Because like there's a chunk out of the lug up there.
There is, I know.
There's some incredible patina around the crown.
Which looks like,
and there's some like spots on the dial. There's discoloration in the numerals. And you might say, but Rob, why do you like all of these flaws? Because I think this is an honest watch.
Oh, I agree.
And I think the vintage market and vintage watch buyers need to look at something like this and say, this is a watch that has lived a life that's, 80 years old or whatever it is, and nobody's messed with this watch, right? Nobody's tried to fix this or, like, restored it or whatever. This is real.
I think if this was, you know, your run-of-the-mill Calatrava from this era, then yeah, that would be, the condition issues would be held against it. But the fact that this is so borderline unique, you know what I mean? The rose configuration, like, I don't think it really matters. Yeah, you know, it might hurt it a couple points or something, but find another one. Find another one, you know?
I think it's a bonus. If I was buying this watch, I'd want to buy it like this.
Yes, so I can wear it.
This feels like a real, honest watch that has some miles on it, has some character, has some uniqueness, it's like, that to me is what's cool about vintage watches. So, Phillips says 125,000 to 250,000.
Yes.
I think this is small. This is 33.5 millimeters in diameter. Okay. Which at the time was the right size. But it is small. Yeah. So this is going to go to a collector who may or may not wear it. Mm-hmm. I think all in, this watch is 225.
Okay. We're pretty close here, Rob.
Oh, yeah?
I think you're a little...
Me?
No, I'm not going to $1 you. I am going to $1 you at some point, don't worry. But I agree. I think that it's going to go for 190. Ooh. I think that Phillips actually...
You took the under on this.
I did. I think Phillips nailed the estimate. I think that the condition is going to hurt it a little bit more than you think at auction. I think it might be overshadowed a little bit by some of the other Patek references that are in this catalog. But anyways, killer watch, I do think. So 190.
I think it's very cool.
I think it's amazing. I would love to see that in person.
I think the hammer's going to be more 190 200, and then this,
See how he's already hedging? We're gonna so in 2 weeks.
I'm standing by 225.
In 2 weeks, we're gonna be sitting at this table arguing about whether it's the hammer price or the all-in price, and what the tariff is, and what the fee is. Don't worry.
We don't know where they're shipping.
It's coming. It's coming. All right. All right. Next up,
I would stoop to those levels.
Yeah, right. You've never done that before. All right. Next up, lot number 109. This is a Breguet reference 3237 chrono. We've had a number of 3237s over the years. These are incredibly special, beautiful. Like that Patek, this has got some bonkers patina over on the right-hand side of the case. The special thing about this one, which I didn't even know existed until I saw this in the catalog, is that blue ring on the dial is Lapis. So we've seen a couple different. We actually sold earlier this year. We sold a white gold tuxedo dial.
Yeah, the black and white.
With the black and white dial. So instead of the blue, it just had like a black. I don't even know if it was enamel, but it had a black ring where you see this lapis. So this is your classic yellow gold. It has a Lemania-based chronograph movement in there.
Because when they were making this watch, that was the only company that made manually wound chronograph movements. You couldn't get a mechanical chronograph from anybody else. Everybody else hung it up because of quartz crisis. So this is the second generation of Breguet chronos, with the first being the 3230, which was the Daniel Roth design when he was bringing Breguet back to life. And so I agree with you. This is golden era of Breguet. This is as important a watch as a 5070 or anything like that. You can't really compare it to the vintage Pateks.
No.
But in terms of like modern manual wind chronographs, I think this is just as good. Phillips,
25 to 50K, so I struggled with this one because we see 3237s going in the 30s, right around 30 to 40 range usually, somewhere in there, depending on how complete they are, their condition, etc. The white gold tuxedo dial that we sold earlier this year was dramatically more than that. It was more than 2x that price point.
And it sold
immediately to a very savvy collector who was thrilled to get it. So I went back and forth on this one. So again, estimate is 25 to 50. I think this is going to come in overestimate. I think this is going to come in at 70K.
Really?
I do.
Wow. That's a 100K watch, man.
You think that's a 100K watch?
That is $100,000.
Interesting.
Without doubt.
You don't think that the condition of the so I love the patina. I actually prefer to have that patina there. Yep. It's binged and bonged on the bezel.
It's got a lot of marks on it.
There's a lot of life there.
Somebody wore this watch. Somebody enjoyed this watch. I don't see anything traumatic though. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything. There's no like stains on the dial. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that's not fixable. No. Like if you bought this watch and you wanted to polish it,
I wouldn't touch it.
You could.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't, but you could. You could restore this watch. I would advise against. You could restore it.
I think that this isn't going to be an overlooked reference, though. I mean, like, I'm actually wondering what is before and there's a couple nice Breguets after it.
There's so many nice Breguets
in this. Yeah.
Like, honestly, and I think that's where there's going to be some really good value buys because there are some beautiful Breguet perpetuals. There's a stunning Breguet perpetual repeater in there.
Yeah.
There are some lovely Breguets that are going to go way under market. This isn't one of them. It's $100,000.
Okay. Well, Rob's over, so I'm going to win anyways. But $70,000, $100,000. Again, like we've been saying it pretty much all year now. Breguet, I hate the term, but neo vintage Breguet, 90s, early 2000s Breguet is where it's at. You guys are totally missing the boat. Pay attention, buy them while you can. They're gonna get really expensive.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the one.
There's actually two Gilbert Alberts in here.
This is the one, though. My God.
This is remarkable. This is an asymmetric in platinum with diamonds.
Okay, so when I was doing my research that Robert loves to give me so much crap about, I found that there were 10 made in platinum, 4 with baguette diamonds like this, I believe. 4. This one was manufactured in 1961, and then it was not sold until 1984.
Which is incredible.
I have no idea how that happened, whether it went to a dealer and it sat in their case for 23 years, or it sat at the Patek factory for, I don't know. I don't know how the hell that happens, but, actually legitimately documented, manufactured in 61, sold in 84.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, it's not the
too.
first time we've ever seen something like that, because we've even seen Rolex stuff come through the store where the case number is a good 8 to 10 years before the date on the papers.
Totally.
I think we had a Milgauss like that once.
We definitely did. We had 1019 like that,
That's what it was, yeah. I mean, I waxed poetic about Gilbert Albert last week. I think it was last week. Or
recently,
whatever. Yeah, it was recently. We talked about Gilbert Albert, and having gotten the privilege to like hold one in my hands, which not a lot of people do, it is just as special as you think it is in real life. It is, if you're a guy like me who looks at case design and looks at, you know, to me, getting something from the past that was looking towards the future like that is just so incredible.
Well, like we talked about when we talked about Gilbert Albert and his designs, it's got that retro futurism. It's like that the unbridled optimism of the 1950s and early 1960s, just like all over it. It's so unique and interesting.
This
my numbers here
is the most pathetic estimate I have seen in the entire catalog.
I agree.
This estimate is 125 to 250.
Yes.
The standard ones are 200 grand.
I know.
Like a white gold, then I say standard, but truth be told, they're still super rare and impossible to find. So even at that point, but that's 200 grand. Yeah. How is this 125 to 250? That's a joke.
What do you think?
That is a joke.
What do you think?
This is $500,000.
Whoa.
This is $500,000.
Whoa, Robert. Okay. So I do think this is going to set a record for a Gilbert Albert. The record for a Gilbert Albert currently is $238,000 from a Christie's auction in 2023. So I think that it's definitely going to set, obviously, like this is taking that and just like punching it up to 11 essentially with those baguette diamonds, like bonkers. I think it's going to go for 325. I think I would love to see it go for 500 because I think that this is worth that kind of money. It's so special.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. What do you got?
I may even be under at 500.
You think so?
I may even be under at 500, to be honest with you.
Really? You think so?
I'm surprised you went below me.
Really?
I really, really am.
So,
because Loop This just sold that triangular one, which is also very cool. The one that kind of looks like a Hamilton Ventura. And that was $700,000.
Wait, it was?
For that one?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, did you miss that in your research? Did you neglect that?
Sorry, Rob. I didn't have. I guess I ran out of time. I didn't do all the research on your watches here, pal. Sorry, my bad. All right. Well,
I think
interesting. I hope.
Because when you were like the record's 200, I was like, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
yes, for a 34.
You Rob, start talking about your Sea-Dweller.
For a 34-24, 238 is the record. That triangular one was not. Was it a different reference?
It is, but it's a lesser reference.
I agree.
This is better.
I don't understand what the hell happened on that auction, but okay. Well, let's see. Maybe it'll be a $750,000, $900,000 watch. I hope it is. I hope it is.
Loop This password saved in my phone though, so I can't look at the results.
All right. Next up,
talk about your Sea-Dweller.
We got a couple more. So lot 184.
And we have 5 minutes.
I know. So the Rolex Sea-Dweller Polipetto. So this is a reference 16600 Sea-Dweller. This is a special edition that was commissioned by the Italian State Police. It celebrated the 50th anniversary of its diving corps. 78 total pieces made. And what makes this so special is, first and foremost, Rolex doesn't do limited editions. No. Very, very few commemorative editions from the factory. This is the only one that I know of that has both an engraving on the case back, but it also has a logo or something on the dial from the factory. So this has the logo, the octopus, the Polipetto is Italian for little octopus. So it has the diving corps logo on there. It has the the years and whatnot engraved on the case back. This one is also new old stock, or not new old stock, but it's stickered. It's a complete set. Super, super cool. Yeah. What I say, they made 78 total pieces. The auction estimate is $100,000 to $200,000. What else did I have here that I wanted to talk about? A new old stock one, Rob, sold earlier this year for 338,000 euros.
No way.
Yes. And I don't know.
For a Polipetto.
For a Polipetto. So there are a few, there's like one or two levels.
Well, that makes me change my
I shouldn't have told you, damn it.
Here.
There are a few different levels of the Polipetto. So like this is there's 78 of them, but there were ones like this that were just the standard engraving on the case back. And then there was another one that had, I think they made 3 for like the head of the core or whatever that had like their badge number engraved on the case back as well. Cool. I'm not sure if that one that went for 338 was one of those, but this is a very cool watch.
This is.
It's so cool. I love it so much.
And this is one of those lots where this kind of might slip through the cracks.
Think so?
This could be one where like a lot of guys have already bought stuff. It's late in the catalog too. It's number 184.
Yeah.
You know, so it could be like a lot of guys already spent their money, and then this could end up being one that doesn't quite go as high. But I don't know. What do you think?
It's got everything: hang tag, like the tool, everything that it came with from new. I think the estimate is $100,000 to $200,000. I think this goes for 350K. Wow. Yeah, US. The other one was 338 euros. I think this is 350 US.
I think this is a high estimate watch.
I'm
gonna go. You said 3.
I said 350. Why not?
350? No.
We're living, Rob. Come on, spend some money.
I think this is 200.
Really?
I think this is right at the high estimate. I think this is a 200K watch. I
justify yourself, Rob. Why?
I don't know the details of the other one because I didn't spend the day poring over old listings. But I think that that was an outlier. I think there was probably some.
Okay, so 338 is almost 400,000 US dollars. So
yeah, that's insane. I don't see this going that high. I think it's super cool, but I don't see somebody paying that much for it.
I agree that I don't, as cool as I think this is and as special as it is, and I mean, I'm not a huge Rolex collector or whatever, but I don't think it's necessarily worth that kind of money. I hope there are a bunch of drunk Italians in that room in Geneva and they bid this thing up.
That would do it,
right, and Rob's wrong. Wait, what was your number again? 200?
200.
Okay, Ben, you got that?
200. That would be the way to do it. Like if there's a bunch of them who are like,
it's the end of the auction. Come on, exactly. Yeah.
So I think we gotta blast.
Yeah, let's do it.
$24.99 or Daytona.
Up to you. Doesn't matter. I don't care.
I want to do the Daytona. Can we do that, Kevin? Can we skip to the Daytona?
All right. We were gonna talk about. Rob overruled my $24.99 first series that I did copious amounts of research on, but it's fine. It's fine, Rob. It's fine.
It's going to be very expensive.
I'm kidding.
It's going to be tremendously expensive. It's going to be $2 million. It's going to be worth every penny, and it's going to be amazing.
I think it's more than that, but that's okay. Keep going.
Really?
Yeah.
Put him down. I say, I don't know. What was the estimate?
All right, hold on. Estimate is, one second. Oh, crap. Where is it? Estimate 940 to 188, which is hilarious, but go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, I'll say 2.5. I'm going to go 2.5.
All right, I think 2.8, Ben. So.
Ooh, we're close on that one. Cool.
Okay. All right. Talk about your Daytona.
This thing, I turned to this page in the auction book and I was like, I mean, 1, patina on the case, hello.
Yeah.
2, this 6269 reference for the bejeweled manual wine Daytona, these never come up. They
almost don't exist.
Rare. And then the fact that this is one of the Sultanate of Oman gift watches where it has the can jar on the back.
Well, this one was just... Yeah. And this is documented as going to the court of the Sultan of Oman. It's very, well established that this is.
But I mean, just even if it didn't have the can jar on the back, the condition of this thing alone is absolutely stunning. And who, other than the Sultanate of Oman, who was buying these watches back then?
Well, so the thing is that
this is 1986, which was the era of excess.
Yeah, but Rolex wasn't doing gem set.
Right. This is
sport watches
before the Leopard. This is before the Sabre. This is before all of these crazy Rolex. This is Genesis for crazy Daytona.
This isn't just a gem set or a diamond set bezel. This is full pave with sapphire hour indices. It's bananas, and it's also on a gold rivet bracelet. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's killer. What is the estimate on this guy? Is $628 to $1.26 million. Rob, what is your number on this? Because this is gonna get spicy.
This is gonna get very spicy. And I think this is one of the hardest ones.
I agree.
To kind of predict, because if you get the right people in the room, there's no limit on what they're going to pay for this. But again, if people are tapped out or like the wrong person is sleeping because they're in Asia or whatever,
this is something that people keep their powder dry for. This is something that no one's just gonna just throw in $1 million bid for for funsies on this one.
I think there's gonna be some Daytona collector who wants this as like the centerpiece of like a massive vintage Daytona collection, and I think
that number will be.
I think this is 1.5 by the time the hammer drops.
Okay.
All in.
My number was 135. Ooh. So that's close. We're close on that one. Ben, you got that? 135.15. That is such a cool watch.
That's very cool.
I'm so excited to see what it does. Honestly,
and it's one of those watches where that would only come up at auction. You're never going to see that at a dealer. And that's what's cool about stuff like this, is a lot of what we're looking at here is things that people would only bring to auction because that's where they're going to perform. That's where they're going to do well. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you get the coverage and the exposure and everything. So if you haven't looked through the Phillips Decade 1, please do, take 2 minutes from perusing the EWC website and quickly go over to the Phillips website and check it out.
This is Saturday and Sunday in Geneva. It's going to be a wild ride. I can't wait to see the estimates. We'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
Yes.
When we come back to be with you all again. And with that, I think it's time to say goodnight.
We got to go. That was the easiest 62 minutes we've ever done. Thank you guys for joining us. That was a blast. We will see you in 2 weeks.